Hey there, happy Thursday. Thank you for joining me here tonight. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make lovely and quirky hand embroidery kits. And I'm here every weeknight at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. It's a time where we can relax and craft together for about an hour, and we work on projects from beginning to end, so you can be part of the whole process with me. So, all right, you guys, we have a new Splendid Sampler blocks released today. We're working on the Splendid Sampler 2 quilt along. I want to go through the blocks and share with you the new ones for today. But then I think we will go back to sewing blocks together to get them prepped for Quilt As You Go. So here's the one that we did last night. We're doing 4 blocks, and then we're adding the white sashing with the little tiny square in the middle. The little tiny cornerstone is what they call it when the sashings meet. And we're going to do another one of these. So what we've been doing in this whole process for Quilt As You Go is making these sets of 4 with the sashing. I have one more ready to go, so here's the other one that I have done and ready to go. And then we've been quilting them. So getting the batting and then the backing and quilting those squares, those blocks of 4. And then we've been sewing together those quilted blocks, and that is what our quilt is going to be, the Quilt As You Go. So we have 3 of those blocks together already. So this is like completely finished. It has the batting, it's been quilted, it has the backing, so it is all done. So we'll just keep basically making these complete pieces and stitching them to our finished guy here until we have the size of a quilt, basically. So that is what we're going to continue tonight. I have several more, like a couple sets of 4 ready to go, and let's just keep stitching those. It's feeling good getting prepped for the quilting part of this again. It's been a little while. We had to build up some more blocks. So, all right, I'm going to flip you around. We'll take a look at the new blocks from the book. We will eventually get to sewing them, and then we will start stitching together these 4 pieces. Gina, I am using the warm and natural cotton batting. All right, I'm going to flip you guys around. And actually, I might use a mix of battings because I've been using kind of scraps for this whole piece. So not necessarily scraps, but fabrics that I just pulled from my stash. So I have some warm and natural batting that I've put in this for so far, but I have some other batting just laying around here, like kind of batting scraps, and I might try and use up some of those as well. So we might have different styles of batting through this project. We'll see. I think it might be kind of fun, like a weird big poofy one, and then, you know, some more flat ones. We'll just kind of see how it goes. But anyway, so these are 2 sets that I have ready to go, ready for the quilting process. And hopefully we can get a few more, or one more set of these done today. But first, let's check out the new blocks. All right. So, I'm going to go from beginning to end here. All right, we have Out on a Limb by Carrie Nelson. This is on page 18. Now, this looks like definitely a piecing heavy block. We're making a whole pile of itty-bitty half square triangles and a itsy-bitsy little 4 patches here. They're going to be so small. They're going to be like 1 inch almost, I think, when we're done. Oh my gosh, I think they are actually. So that means each of these are a 1/2 inch finished. So that'll be interesting. Oh, you said that this one was actually really easy and fun. Oh, well, that's good to know, Gretchen. Yeah, it looks intricate, but it's just so beautiful though. I'm kind of stoked for this one. Out on a Limb. Let's see. Okay, that was page 18. Oh, and it has 2 colorways. It's always fun when they show different colorways, I think. Okay, we have Sailor Collar. This is another pieced one, and I just think it's adorable too. It's like a little tied knot sailor's outfit. And so the unique thing in here is we do some half rectangle triangles. So here it looks like they've given us a template, but I suppose you could probably do this as half square rectangles, which we did in one other project here. And it's kind of a goofy process for the half rectangle triangles. So this might be fun to try soon too. All right, this is on page 42. Next up, Road Trip. This is by Terry Atkinson. The last one was by Jenny Smith. This one's by Terry Atkinson. A little trailer here. I will have to make mine as cute and like silver as possible, maybe with some of my light gray or like light brown fabrics would maybe look silvery, so it looks like my parents' Airstream. I'm gonna have to do that for sure, but this is adorable. So this is applique. It's on page 63, and the last one, yeah, isn't it just so cute? The last one is Get to the Point, and I'm actually pretty excited about this one too. So it looks like it is paper pieced. So we got some of these interesting angles and little bits in here, which is what we get when we do the foundation paper pieced a lot. And it's supposed to look like a Schmetz needle, like the pin or the tip, just the tip of a needle. And I think that's just kind of adorable. And I like just the two color thing. So that one will be a good one when we want to do another paper piecing. This looks like a very simple paper piece one, like one that we could get done really quickly. So that'd be a good one to do as well. So those are the new blocks for today. This is by Rhonda Pierce, this one, and it's on page 111 if you wanted to do that. But today, like I said, we are going to kind of go through these ones and sew more sashing and stuff together. And I kind of want to see if I can do 2 blocks worth. So if I could get 2 of these things done today, if I go fast and have a system. So I think that's what I'm going to try and do. So I'm going to just grab at random again. I know we kind of laid them out a little bit last night, but I'm going to just grab at random. All right, that's one. Oh, this one was a tricky one that wasn't kind of the full, like this one ended up a little short. So I'm going to have to pay attention to this one. All right, I'm closing my eyes. All right, I grabbed too many. Let's just put them both in. Okay, we got this one. I'm going to get a little taller for you guys. We'll do a set of 2 right away. Okay, and then this one. Maybe we'll put that one there. And one more. Ooh, the circle one. Okay, so this one has a lot. I think I might actually take one out. I'm going to take this one out because this one, both of these have like the bold colors in, and I wanted those to be a little further apart in the quilt. So I am actually going to go against my rule and try another one. Oh, here we go. Let's do the clock. That's kind of fun with the circle and the circle. All right, fine, we'll do that. And let's pick another grouping. I'll just lay it over here by the mat. All right, one. For the tree. All right, I'm holding 2. Let's just do both of these. The hashtag loves. That one's so cute. Oh, and then this guy, we had the little umbrella in there, and all right, one more. What's it gonna be? Oh, this one again, which is fine. Like I can go here, there. Now that's a better grouping, I think. What do we have left? Oh, we have the cute little heart and the little elephant left. All right, so those 2 we'll set aside for later. These are gonna be my 2 new groupings. So I am gonna try and do this pretty quickly. They all look like they've been ironed enough, so I'm not going to iron them. We are going to have that same situation as last night where some of mine are a little bit big, like I've left it at 7 inches, so we will have to trim those down again. And we'll start there, I think. So, all right, this is gonna be my order. So let's trim these. I need to get, I'm gonna use my rotating cutting mat. I'm just gonna set it right on top of the blocks. And my 6.5-inch ruler. If you work on this project, this will be your best friend, I think, for this project. It's a 6.5-inch ruler. That is the size that we're making our blocks. All right, so this one, since it's the upper left-hand corner, I need to make sure that I'm trimmed here and here. I need to center my ruler here, and then after it's centered, trim those two sides. But remember, this is the one that I was short. So I'm wondering what to do with this one. I think ultimately we're gonna have to add some white to either the top or the bottom. And I'm wondering if we just do that already. You know what? I might do a little patch for this one. So this one, remember, was too short, like by 1/4 inch. Well, I suppose I could do an 1/8-inch seam allowance on this one, and it'd probably be okay. You know what? That's what I'm gonna do. So originally I was thinking, oh, maybe I'll put some white on the top to just make it a little longer. But you know what? I think I'm gonna just give it an 1/8-inch seam allowance when I sew it instead of 1/4 inch. So it'll barely be hanging on, but since we'll be quilting it quite a bit, I'm not gonna worry about it too much. So let's just kind of center this. I think we're good about right there. All right, I don't really have anything to cut off the bottom, so I'm just gonna trim off this side here. I'm gonna just have to remember that I have to add an extra 1/8 inch, I think. So that'll make sense in a moment here. But all right, here's this one. Let's measure him. Oh gosh, this one's a hair short as well. Well, good, they'll match up being a hair short. This one I'll have to add like 1/4 or do like just an 1/8 inch seam allowance as well. So, okay, I think I'm gonna just leave this one completely. And this guy, he's the lower left corner, so we need to cut these two sides after we center it. It looks like the circle is on like my 1/2-inch marks here. Well, let's make sure. Make sure that top to bottom it's kind of centered too. All right, right like that. So this side and this side. I really like how this guy turned out. They're all super fun. All right. Just this rotating cutting mat is helpful for this. Okay. We're gonna do just one step at a time. So I'm gonna do this for these blocks down here as well. All right, that one goes there, and this one looks like it needs to be trimmed as well. So this one needs these two edges trimmed. Center that area in the middle again. Looks like it's 3/4 inch on either side. All right, I think that looks pretty centered there. Wow, we are really gonna trim this off though. Man, we left a lot of space for this embroidery, but I think we're still gonna trim the embroidery. I'm gonna scooch it down a little bit. I'm gonna err on making sure that I get that embroidery in there versus it being perfectly centered. Oh, actually, I think I am. I think we're fine still here. Okay. 3/4 inch. Stopping, it's going right there. Okay, I lied. There we go. All right, top and side. I probably shouldn't be rolling this near these other blocks now that I think of it. Now I'm nervous. We'll just be careful. But yeah, that's kind of a bad idea maybe. Okay. So this guy is ready. I'm gonna just even put the sashings here again. Let's put this one for the middle. It was on top, and that's good enough for me here. Little sashing, or a little cornerstone piece, and more of our, these are 6.5 inches by 1 inches. Oh, Jennifer, you found 8 blocks that you didn't use in the last Splendid Sampler. Oh, that's fun. You can use them for fill this guy in a little bit more if you want. Okay, so this block's ready to go. Let's quickly prep that other block over here. So same thing. So this is the upper right. So we gotta trim these 2 sides after we center it. You guys, we got so much snow yesterday. We were in another snow warning. But I think we must have gotten about 12 inches of snow. It is ridiculous outside. Oh my gosh, it is nowhere to go either. I should have went snowshoeing today. I really should have. It was sunny and bright, and tomorrow I'll be at the office, so I won't be able to do it then. I think I missed a little opportunity there today, but oh well. This one looks like it's to size already, so I'm not going to trim this one. Same here, that looks good. This one though, for sure. I think we, which way does this go? I think it was like this, wasn't it? Yeah, I think it was at that angle. All right, I'm trying to line up that diagonal. I don't know, I think that looks pretty good right there. All right, do. All right. Okay, that's all prepped, so let's grab some sashing for that. So again, I'm just gonna grab sashing and put it in the center of all these. And let's grab, I think maybe this cute little one here. Little pinky flowers. Okay, so we have our 2 groupings. You know, we're doing a little bit different than yesterday. Yesterday we just tried to do 1 grouping. I'm gonna try and do 2, which means I gotta stay a little bit more organized. But what I'm gonna do again is sew it in columns. So I'm gonna sew these 2, and while it's still on the machine, I'm gonna sew these 2 next, and then these 2. And then I will probably do the same over here. 1, 2, 3, and then come back over here and sew these on, then these together, and then we'll sew the rows. So right now would probably be a good time to take a photo of this, and I think I might. So I have my other phone right here, and I'm gonna just, here you guys, I'm gonna just take a photo just so, just in case, there we go, just in case I forget where everything goes. So no harm in doing that, but it should, if we stick with our system here, it should be okay. So I'm gonna start sewing again with my first block here in the columns, and then this second block in the first column, and then the groups together. All right, let's do it. I think by grouping the work basically here, like doing the same thing, I think this will just kind of make it go faster than if we did them individually like what we did last night. So let's see if we can power through this. Okay, we got to remember the quirky things with each block though. Like this one was the one where we kind of needed to add an extra eighth on the bottom. So I'm going to just, and I'm going to actually sew it on this side. I'm going to add just visually a little extra, like an 1/8 inch down there. We really need like an 1/8 inch on the top and the bottom. So I'm just going to center my strip. And then one other thing I'm going to look for is we have this point that we want to match. So as I'm sewing, you can see it on the back. It's where those seams crisscross. So I'm going to aim for that so we can get a nice good point there. And that's why I'm sewing with this on the top too, so I can see it. All right, let's do it. Oop, that's already good to go. Okay, and I'm going to get my stiletto out here. It's always a little easier getting things started with this. Let's see if I can sew a little straighter tonight. Yesterday was not much of a sew straight sort of day. All right, let's try and get that corner and to the end. All right, now the next one in the that column is our little first sashing piece. All right, and the next one in the column is this guy, and luckily there is nothing we have to line up here at all except for this top edge, because remember we did leave room at the bottom for, and I'm leaving that extra edge just for the quilting process, because the quilting can sometimes pull the fabric in. So any extra that we can leave without cutting off, I am. And then we'll trim it off later. Okay, I'm not feeling like I'm sewing straight tonight either, but oh well. We're gonna do our best. All right, so now I'm taking the first column of the second blocks, this little tree, start out there. Okay, this one matched the height already. So this is our second grouping now. Oh yeah, sorry if I missed some of your guys' comments. It sounds like people here are answering questions, which is great. But if no one answers, just ask me again. Oh man, you got 6 inches of snow. Yeah, I think we might even, I think it's supposed to warm up to like 30 degrees or something tomorrow. But I also heard that by the weekend, we're supposed to have another wave of this snow. I'm hoping, I have a big project to get done tomorrow, but I'm hoping it gets done and I don't have to work on the weekend, because I want to go snowshoeing through the neighborhood, I think. I think that sounds like it'd be fun. All right, this is the last one of the first column in the second set of blocks. Yeah, a reason I'm doing it this way too, yeah, just we can maximize the process by sticking in one spot instead of moving around. So after I'm done with all these, we'll move to pressing, and I can do all the pressing all at once, which is great. And then I can do sewing all the rows all at once. So I think even though we're doing this in the same amount of time as yesterday, I think we're gonna get twice the amount of work done, which is pretty exciting. So all right, this is the first block that I did. It's still on my machine. See, I've been chain piecing, so it's still on my machine. So I'm taking the first block that was all the way at the top, and that is my first row that we started with. So I'm gonna leave everything else on just so it all stays in order. In theory, I could take it all off and put it with the blocks again, but I know I did it in order, so I know it's coming off the machine in that order. You know, I don't have any ski poles to help me out with the snowshoeing. I'm excited to see, because the last time I've only gone snowshoeing that one other time, and that was in snow that was so fluffy, like there was no moisture in it at all, that it didn't do, like I couldn't, the snowshoe just went all the way down. But this time there is some moisture in the snow, so I'm waiting to see if on top of 2 feet of snow, if I stay on top with the snowshoes, and pretty stoked to give that a try. All right, so this was that first row, and it looks like our point is pretty dang good right there. And now the grandfather clock was going on the other side of that sashing piece. And again, I think we had this was short by like a 1/4 inch a little bit. So I'm gonna kind of line it with this other one. We're just gonna, when we sew it into rows, we're gonna have to remember that we need an extra 1/8 of an inch there. This one's being a little goofy. It's not wanting to stay, but I think we're ready. Getting her done. There. Ooh, going through a lot right here. What's going on there? Ooh, I think the machine just didn't like this white fabric for a moment there. That was weird. We'll have to check that out. I just changed the needle. Oh, am I out of bobbin or something? Oh, weird. Look, it just wanted to do like a ton of teeny tiny stitches there. I wonder if I shouldn't. Well, let's just see. Let's just keep going and see what happens. But it's probably, my bobbin's probably getting pretty low or something else, but we're gonna plow through it and see what happens. All right, so this is the next one off of the back. So that's the next one in my column, which is another little sashing piece. There we go. Oh, yep, I think that's it. We ran out of bobbin. That's what the problem was. So, okay. Man, I was feeling that for a little while. I thought that's got to happen soon. So yeah, what was happening is I was at the last part of the bobbin, and it probably was pulled a little bit, or like rolled around the end of the bobbin a little too tightly, so it was pulling quite a bit. So that's why, look, we got these really tiny, tiny stitches there. I think it's still held together just fine, but yeah, we do have to hit this last little bit there. So, okay, let's get a new bobbin, and I already have one wound, so that's helpful. Although this is my last wound one, so I'll have to wind a whole pile more. Ooh, it's getting dusty in there too. Definitely time to clean the machine. I think this weekend might have to be a clean the machine time. But wow, you know what, you guys? It feels really weird to be holding a bobbin case, which makes me feel like we haven't changed this bobbin in a long time. A lot of thread does fit on this bobbin. This 50 weight thread goes a long way. But weird, it feels weird. I haven't done that in a while. All right, I'm gonna just make the needle go backwards here, and that's going to grab the bobbin thread and pull that up. There we go. All right, no biggie. Back in business again. I'm gonna just start right there. I think I am gonna do a little back tack there. That's just going backwards a little to kind of lock it in place, and stiletto. It does seem like ages. I mean, gosh, have we even changed it on this project yet? I don't know. We must have, right? I don't know. Okay, since I'm here, I'm gonna just trim these two little threads off, just because that's gonna get annoying real quick. All right, we're gonna pretend that didn't happen. We're gonna start up right where we left off so we don't get confused. So I don't get confused. Don't lose my place. All right, back at it. All right, it sounds much better too, actually. All right, taking the next piece off of the back of my chain. Okay, here's that. Oh, that's why it felt like we were going through a lot, because we were. I was just looking at the front and I'm like, oh, we're far from that seam, but there's a lot of fabric on the back here. All right, here we are. This feller gets put on here. And this is the bottom row, so I have to line up this top edge. So all of this is going to hang over. Because we trimmed just that side and the top. So that's what we need to line up. Come on, there we go. All right, once I get it started, then I kind of can line up the rest of it. This one's just going all the way down the side. Okay, that's our first one. Our first quad of blocks the rows are sewn. Now I'm going to continue to take off the last part of the chain, the last block, the last piece that's on the machine. And remember, that was our first row column. Looking cute. All right, let's grab this hashtag block that's next. All right, fold that over. Don't have to match up anything here except for this bottom. Actually, I think I'm going to sew it that way too. Okay, there we go. Maybe it's easier to sew straight when you sew faster. We'll test that theory tonight. All right, take the one off the end again. Maybe it would be easier to trim all these first and then put them next to the pieces again, but I don't know. There's something fun about having everything attached in a chain still, I think. Oh man, I really like that tree block too. That was kind of the last big chunk of that flower fabric that I had. I'd actually save it special because it was getting used up by all these other blocks. All right, getting the last piece off of here. Then I think that's it for the rows. Just pressing them and sewing them together. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is going so much faster than last night. Yeah, it's taking the same amount of time really to do the two blocks as it was the one. So that's pretty exciting. So that's a good reason to batch projects together. Batched batch the similar steps, I suppose. The trick is staying organized. I only do that, I only batch parts of a project, like doing all the cutting and then all the sewing and all the, or, you know, like, how I'm grouping. I'm doing 2 squares of blocks at once. I only do that in a world where I feel like I can keep it organized. Like, I don't know if I would do, you know, 8 blocks like this, or like, you know, four sets of 4, because I don't think I'd be able to keep track of things. But this just sets of, this 2 sets, I think, is going well so far. All right, we're done with that. I'm gonna throw a leader in here. Remember, I'm using squares for my leaders, so eventually I can turn them into half square triangle blocks. Okay, there, like this. Like, here's a different leader that we finished today. We'll have a cute little half square triangles, 2 of them later. All right, now we can trim all these. So in theory, it should still be in order from top to bottom on all these. So I should just be able to trim them in order. The trick is, I guess, remembering which side is right side up. All right, so this should be my row 1. There we are. Oh my gosh, it just looks magically cute all of a sudden when it's sewn together. Okay, row 2. That's there. Oh my gosh, I sewed that all kinds of crooked, but that's all right. We'll figure it out. The next piece off of here is our 3rd row. Looking good. And then let's lay out the other ones over here again. Actually, we're gonna need this ironing board, so maybe let's just keep it by the sewing machine here for now, because we need to press these rows next. The next one off the machine is the top row. Cute. So you'll see I do have overhang here, but that's the top where I wanted the overhang. At the bottom, that's where we're gonna attach the rows, so that's all even. Those 2 look cute next to each other. I like it. All right, and then our last 2 here. We have our sashing piece, and then our bottom row. Ooh, and this goes this way. All right, so rows are done. So all we have to do now is press these and then sew the 3 rows to each other, and same here. And I think I'm gonna do that like 1 block and then the other block again. So what I'll do is, first we'll press them all. I'll sew these 2 together. Then I will sew these 2 together. And then this one I can snip off and then sew this row 2. Then this one I can snip off and sew this row 2. So we're keeping our movements going here, which is good. All right, for pressing, I am going to press the ones with the blocks. I'm going to press the sashing towards the inside, like this, towards that direction. And for the sashing blocks, I'm going to press the seam allowance outward, which is it's wanting to be outward already. And by pressing them in opposite directions, when I lay them together like this, I should be able to nest the seams. And nested seams is what gives us our good points. Oh, see here I did half of a good job. So right here, like where this vertical line just connects with this one really well, that is a good nested seam. This side, not so much. But yeah, so ideally we get those perfect little corners there. So let's press. I think let's do the sashings first. That'll just be easy. Keep like with like. All right. So we'll do this. These sashings go out. Just flip it around and give it another little press. All right. That's this side. And let's do this guy. I like this little pinky floral fabric here. It's nice having my iron and the mat right here so I can just work in this little area. I don't have to get up and walk across the room or anything. All right, next up, let's do this guy. So these are going to be pressed towards the inside. So I'm just going to go to the back. Kind of press the one. All right, and then rotate it around. Press the other. Just kind of lay it on top of both. All right, there we are. And let's see, should we get the front? I think we're fine. So there's that one. So we got 4 of these guys to do. Let's just speed through. They all kind of want to go to the inside, so it works pretty well to have the seam allowances go in for these. All right, get that right side up again, and now I'm grabbing my other 2. This hashtag one is where we had so much trouble with that 12 weight yarn through my machine. Like it's barely hanging on in the back there. But since we're going to be quilting the heck out of this guy, I'm not worried about the applique holding. So we will get it all stitched down. Cute. That one is so cute. All right, last up. Yeah, you guys, I think we're going to even finish faster than what we did last night. So by just kind of grouping these, we're going to finish 2 in the amount of time or less time that it took to finish 1. I know, totally powering through tonight, Noeline. It's crazy. I'm on a mission tonight. All right, there's this one, there's this one. So again, I think I'll start here. We're going to sew these 2 rows together, and I'm going to do that clip again, and then we'll sew these 2 together. So let's actually get another clip out so I can prep both of them. Oh, I got one here already. Great. So what I'm clipping, let's fold this over, is I want to match these seams. And what I mean is that seam allowance right here, like I can bump, since these seam allowances are going in opposite directions, it makes like this little bump where it's folded. So where the fabric's folded, that's like a little bump. And if I put those bumps next to each other, then that's what locks it in place and gives us that good matching seam. So I'm going to put a clip there to hold it together. So this one is that one that I have a little issue with, like where I have to have that extra 1/8 of an inch hanging over. So I have to remember to pay attention for that one. And then here, let's put these 2 edges together. Again, same thing. Let's go this way. That should bump up against each other, those folds. There we go. All right, so these 2 rows are ready to sew. Let's get to the machine. All right, all right. All right, this one is that one I have to be careful about. So I'm putting, I'm just going to lay it on right there. So here I have about 1/8 of an inch underneath. And I'm gonna try and sew through this point here. I do need, so I'm gonna sew a 1/4 inch in, and I need to make sure that I get this whole edge, but there's gonna be like a little, I don't know, this one's gonna be not a full 1/4 inch. It's gonna be that 1/8 inch seam allowance. But I think, like I said with the quilting, once we get everything quilted down, it's gonna make up for having this slim seam allowance. In theory, it's not as safe having that little seam allowance because it could get pulled apart easier, or, you know, it could fray faster to the seam line. But once it's all quilted, then it's the same as everything else. It's just gonna be held together by all of our quilting. All right, I'm not sure these seams are together very well. I'm gonna just tug on this a little bit. Okay, there, I can feel the seams bumping up. All right, that's our first one. Let's stay in line here. All right, hopefully we did okay here. We'll see when we're done. All right, that's the first row of the first block, the first and second row. Let's do, this is our second block now. All right, let's match this. Just lining up those edges. So here I had that extra on the side, so I'm not gonna line the edges up at the top. Yeah, I can totally tell my machine is just not running as smoothly as, it's a little, like I was saying last night, it's feeling a little kerchunkety, like it's wanting to push fabric through to the bottom a little bit more. I think it's just time to oil and clean, and they say that's a good thing to do when you have to switch the bobbin. And so if the last time we did that was when we switched the bobbin last, that means it's been a long time since I can't remember the last time we switched this bobbin. All right, right here, come on now, there we go. Right here, I am kind of aiming for where this point meets up. I can kind of feel it. You could throw a pin there if you want. It's kind of far in though. Maybe I won't. I'll be a little underneath it. There we go. Okay, so I shouldn't have to take this off yet because now I can take the first half off, leave this second block on. Okay, and now here is, let's see how we did. Here's our first 2 rows together. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm way off. So I did not do a good job at nesting those seams. I was having a little trouble with this one though, for sure. Where this point meets, that looks pretty good though. That's not bad at all. And oh, this met right in the corner there too, so that looks good. But yeah, my seam's a little off there, but oh well. So let's grab, this is the first block, so I'm going to grab the second row of it. Here we are, and I'm gonna flip it over and we'll match these seams. Actually, I think I'm gonna, oh wait, no, we're fine. All right. Let's see if we can do a better job at matching these seams. Okay, there's the first. All right, maybe I'll try the 2 clips this time. There we go. So we can sew this guy together, and then we'll get those clips on the second piece here. But yeah, these are the last two seams we're sewing right now. This one and the next one, and then we're already done with these 2 blocks. So like I said, this went as fast as yesterday, and we got double the amount done. That's pretty cool. I actually need 2 more finished blocks before I can make another one of these. I only have 2 more. So this is pretty big progress tonight, I think. Although the new blocks keep coming in this quilt along, so we have not kept up with everything yet. All right, now let's match up my edge here again. Yeah, Sheen is cranky for sure. Time to clean it up. I'm gonna have to do that this weekend, I think. All right, take the last piece off again. So now we're back in time to the to that second set of 4. So let's see how we did matching up these seams. Oh, now this is looking much better. Look at those. Oh, 2 perfect ones right there. So that's where the line goes right into that vertical one. So that's much different than the other one where I was pretty off. Those are looking swell. All right, let's get the bottom row of that. Here we are. All right, flipping that over. And let's match these seams again. Let's use both of the clips. Oh wait, I'm confusing myself. Here we go. This is the top row. This is the bottom. Oh, it looks like I didn't match it all perfect at the top. That's what's going on. I have a little extra there. So there'll be a little overhang. All right, I have that first one nested. Let's clip that. Whoa! Almost lost it. A hard time hanging on to these little baby clips. And let's nest the second one. Looks like my square might be a little big at the bottom here, so I'm not sure both of these are gonna line up. But luckily our sashing is white and our background is kind of white, so if I'm off with this sashing, you can't tell that much. I know, Nolene, right? We're gonna do heaps of free motion quilting next week. So first, I have to cut some backing fabric, so we'll do that quickly, get all prepped for that. I think we have, what do we have now? We have four of these ready to quilt, so we will get at least that much batting and backing prepped. So, oh, we could actually start that tomorrow. So tomorrow, let's cut some backing fabric for the quilt as you go. And let's also get the batting, and I think we can probably start basting or pinning it all together. So great, that means on Monday, our pieces, our blocks will be all ready to go, and we can just start. That's the way to do it, right? Get rid of that prep work beforehand. All right, there's that second one. Now let's line up this bottom edge. We have all of tomorrow yet. All right, and that's it. Let's get another set of squares out here. I gotta do another half square triangle started here. Oh, Shauna, yes, FMQ, that's the term that people use for free motion quilting. For sure, if I use an acronym like that or some term, even, you know, any term that I say, any word I say that you're like, what the heck is that? Let me know. There's nothing wrong with asking, and I can for sure tell you what I'm talking about. Not stupid at all. All right, snip. Snip our 2 blocks. Oh, we got to press some quick, but then we're done. Okay, let's check it out. All right, here is the one. Oh, see here, I had one good lineup, but this is where I think my square was a little bit, ended up bigger than the sashing, so we're a little off there, but nothing big. Looking cute, and we see we have this little extra edge here along this one, and we have this little extra edge here, so that's gonna help us in the quilting. We'll have a little extra going for us. Yay! Okay, that one's there. Let's just, since I'm right here, let's press it quick. I'm just gonna press towards the inside again. It's just where it kind of wants to fold on its own, the seam allowance, so let's just go with it, I think. And actually we do want to press it inside yet, because we are going to need to line it up with our other sashing to combine the blocks later. So we do want to stick with our kind of system we set up for pressing, where on the blocks it's pressed to the inside, and on the little cornerstones it's pressed to the outside. Let's just give it a little hit from the front. Our final good pressing. My pressing mat's not quite big enough for these 2 blocks, or these 4 patches of blocks. But all right, there's the one. Cute. Can't believe we finished 2 of these tonight. All right, and here is the second. Let's see what this, ooh, that really pops, that center. I like that. And that cute little clock. I like it. So sweet. Like everyone on all of these. I fall in love with every single block along the way. Scooch over. All right, and we'll flip her around. Yeah, we're definitely, now that I think about it more, I'm definitely going to want to clean the machine and make sure it's running perfectly and lovely before we start free motion quilting, for sure, because, you know, free motion quilting, that's hard enough on its own, right? Technically, I don't need any weird glitches on top of it, so. Try not to hit that button when I press. All right, let's rotate again. They do have bigger versions of these pressing mats, but you know, for my tiny space, this just, the little smaller one, is working out just fine. Except when we get to bigger things like this, though. Okay, and here is that other one. 2 totally completed blocks tonight. All prepped. So we got these two, and then we got this guy from before, and we have this one from last night. So we have 4 sets. That's like a whole like quilt on its own already. There, look. Magic quilt. All right, you guys, I'm going to flip you around and we will take a look at it. But yeah, Shauna, it is so coming together. I love it. And then, you know, we can add the ones that we already have done. Man, we're going to like be starting another row on this because I think I'm doing 5 chunks at once. So we'll add 2 more to this. And then we will start a whole nother row to this quilt. I'm stoked. Yes, Leslie, and I am so with you. No floor pinning for this. We're just gonna be all right here. That just really made me happy thinking about that yesterday. All right, I'm gonna flip you guys around. All right, hello. So I'll show you guys this quick. Let me just, there we go. All right, so tonight's, we're this one. Oh, that looks sweet from far away. Oh, that little tree is so cute. All right, and this guy right here. So, and these were totally random picks together, but I think they look good. Like this one especially, you know, we got the circle here and that kind of mimics this circle, and this kind of diamond shape that's happening is totally mimicking this diamond shape. So I think this was a good pairing right here. Design-wise, there's some, you know, mimicking features of each other. So I like it. I like it. And then last night, of course, we had this one, which I just think we had like 4 adorable blocks next to each other. It's so sweet, but so different, I think, than like this one where it's more kind of pieced. But all together as a quilt, they're all just gonna go together. I'm stoked. So yeah, tomorrow, man, I really want to get quilting now. Tomorrow, let's cut the backing fabric, let's cut the batting, let's prep these pieces to be quilted, and see where we're at then. Then Monday we'll start free motion quilting. We'll be free motion quilting all week. How does that sound? I think that'll be a lot of fun. Oh, and we can test out those templates. So I got new Westerly templates. So these are, my mom got me this for Christmas, and I haven't used them yet, but you know, there's like this one. So this is a scalloped edged one, so we can do like scalloped background or like mini scallops. There's other ones to do flowers. So we can do free motion quilting where we follow the design of the piece, kind of like how we have been, but we could try doing like an all over scalloped on one or something. That would be kind of interesting to do, just to play with those rulers a little bit. So I'm stoked for that. But yes, so let's sandwich these quilts tomorrow and get prepped for some free motion quilting next week. Awesome, you guys. Thanks for joining me here again. I'll get this up on YouTube at Penguin and Fish Movies, and I will be here tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. Central Time on the Penguin and Fish page on Facebook. So awesome. I will see you then. Oh, great to watch live again. Yes, and so nice to see you, Leslie Ann. All right. Have a great night, everyone. See you tomorrow.